Hello. Today's video is going to be about fixing the top screen in this Nintendo DS. Now, let's just say I own a few DS's, and some of them are in need of fixing. So, right here, I got my phone with an iFixit guide. And yeah, I'm going to be following the guide. So, yeah, it says, first step is to... Hold up, yeah. The first step is to, like, remove the battery and stuff. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and do that. Let me get my screw bit. Alright, so, I'm gonna remove the battery, which is easy. Yeah, so, I'm just gonna, remove the battery. Hold up, get my, I don't have any sort of pry tool. Actually, that's a lie. I have a guitar pick, and I should have used that. But I'm just gonna set the battery aside. Now, I'm going to be using screens from this Nintendo DS, because the screens look to be in very good shape. And yeah. So, I'm just gonna essentially take this one apart and take some screens out of it, and then I'll take one screen out of it and put it in this one because the top LCD screen is broken. So, yeah, I'll just get the battery door off this one as well, because obviously I'm gonna be taking this one apart as well. The next bit is to remove the back panel with these 7 screws. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, I'm going to remove them. Alright, so yeah, I'm just gonna remove these screws and put them in a pile. Like, I'll put them in these bits right here. So, screw number 1, I gotta feel around for the thread. Hold up. There we go. Now, screw number 1 coming out. Alright, I got that screw out. Now it's time for the others. Let's do this one, because I can... They're all, Y00, screws. So make sure you have the right bit. I got the screws out. There's 7 of these. They're all Y number 00. Screws. They're like, yeah, they're all Y number 00 screws, so make sure you have the right bit. But now, it's time to, remove the back bit. So, yeah, you just lift it up, I think, and it should come off like that. Now, I'm gonna set that aside, and now I'm gonna do it to this one. I've removed the screws from this one, which is the one that doesn't work, and what is that? What is that on the cartridge slot? It's like filth. Although actually this one is much filthier. Like, look at all that dust. Look at that dust on the, like, charging port. There's just so much dust in this one. Yeah. But I'm gonna set this one aside for now. Now it's time for the next step, which, I believe is to start unhooking some ribbon cables and, remove the motherboard. Actually no, I'm gonna be removing some screws. Yeah, so I'm gonna get my bit, and then it's time to remove some screws now. Hooray! Alright, so yeah, these are all Phillips number 00 screws, and I believe they're all the same size. So, yeah, you don't have to, I don't think you have to group them specially or something, like, because they're all the same size. So, yeah, those 4 screws, like, these with the white circles around them, so that one, and then the one by the game card slot. So, yeah, and also be very careful not to slip with your screwdriver, because you could damage or potentially break the motherboard. Because, yeah, this is where all the stuff's going on, you wouldn't want to mess with that. Yeah. So, and yeah, they're all the same size. So you can just have them in like a pile like that. Just make sure you don't mix them with any of the other screws. I removed the screws on this DS, which is the one we're taking parts from as well. So now it's time for the next step, which is to do the thing. Remove these ribbon cables. So these 2 ribbon cables, this one and this one up here. Yeah, that one. So, yeah, now it's time to do that. And you're supposed to use like a spudger or something. Or you can use your fingernails, I think. Yeah. So you just gently lift that flap right there. Just gently lift it so it's like that, and it's sticking up. Now you can pull out the cable, and make sure you do so nice and carefully. Now it's time to do this one. Sorry if you can't see it because my finger's in the way. There we go. Now we need to find a way to get that one out. We just lift up the motherboard slightly and wiggle it out. There we go. So that's those 2 ribbon cables removed. Now I'll of course do it with this one off camera. Right now you see those 2 ribbon cables right there. You're supposed to remove them. So yeah, it's basically, actually no, it's not the same thing. You gotta like basically there's like these little tabs that you have to pull out one at a time. You can't really see it because they're so small, but you just do it and then you can pull them out. Alright, so yeah, now after doing that we can just remove the ribbon cable by taking them out. Like, be very gentle with them because you don't want to tear them, because then you're going to have to replace it, and yeah. So now it's time for the next step, which I think might actually be removing the motherboard. No, it's removing the Wi-Fi antenna. I don't remember any of this, which is why I'm using the guide. I believe the last time I did a repair like this was back in like 2022 or something. So more than quite a while ago. So you just like get the Wi-Fi antenna. Wi-Fi antenna is that little thing right there. And then you essentially just like pry up with it, but be careful. Use a slight, it says here, use a slight rocking motion to get it out. So here I have my tweezers. Now I'm going to get it, I'm going to turn it around first of all, so you can see it better. Now, I'm going to take my tweezers and I'm going to grab hold of it, and then I'm going to, like, basically do this sort of motion till it comes free of the thing, which might take a bit. Now obviously be quite careful with it because, yeah, hold on, it's not working for me. I'm gonna have to do it off camera. So yeah, it's off. Now you just basically move that aside. Now I'm going to do that with this DS. Hopefully it'll be easier and I'll be able to show you better on camera. So yeah. So what you do is you take it and then you do it like that sort of motion, and then it should come off like that. There we go. Alright, now it's time for the next step. Alright, it's time to feed the ribbon cables through the opening on the motherboard and then remove the motherboard. So I'm going to get my DS and then I'm just going to carefully zoom in, and I'm going to carefully feed the cables through the opening, and then the motherboard has come out. Hooray! Now it's time to do it with this one. So I'm just gonna set the motherboard. I need to set the motherboard somewhere. I'll set it down right here. This is a static bat, so there's no like static electricity or anything, so it's not gonna like damage the motherboard or anything. Now this one's slightly more difficult to get up and out of the thing. I'm not entirely sure why. Did I forget to remove a screw? No, I didn't. Alright, so there we go. Now we gotta feed these cables through, and then there we go. This motherboard's crusty and dusty. But I'm just gonna, there's not much available space on this thing, so I'm just gonna put it down here. Now it's time to essentially get the top bit. I think, no, this is not the one I'm repairing. This is the one I'm repairing. And I'm supposed to remove these 4 screws, which are under these little rubber pads right here, which means I have to get some sort of thing and pry it up, which last time I did it, which was like several years ago, I remember it being quite difficult. But I'm just gonna get like a flathead screwdriver bit, which should be good enough to pry these up. And you want to, when you do this, you want to try and keep them intact, which was quite difficult last time I did it. But yeah, I did it. Alright, so let's just put that there. Alright, oh, bits of the DS are falling off. Now we just do the exact same thing for the other 4 ones, which I'm probably not gonna put on the video because it's just gonna be boring. Well, I suppose I'll do one of these because these are recessed and they're slightly different. So what you want to do is you want to get your screwdriver thing underneath it, and then yeah, and then you just pull up And then that's how you do it. Alright, now it's time to do the other two on this side, which I'm not going to include in the video because it's going to be boring. Now it's time to remove these 4 Phillips number 00 screws, which I'm going to put here. I believe they're all the same size. Yeah. And then the next step after this is to remove the front cover, which is this plastic bit. Now I'm going to remove this last one. Wait, hold on, let's zoom in a bit. We must savor the experience of the DS repair. Alright, now it's time to remove this bit, which I think I can just use this for. So yeah, I'm just gonna run it along the seam, and then I should be able to pry it off. Alright. Now, hold on, let me get the iFixit guide. So yeah, I just pry at the edges of the thing. So yeah, just like this essentially. You want to try to separate the plastic bits. So yeah, I'm gonna do this off camera because this is quite difficult and annoying. Alright, I've done it. Now we just remove this bit from the thing. Yeah, and I'm just gonna set this in my pile of parts. And then here we have our top screen, and this is the one that's broken, so I'm gonna have to remove everything, like remove a lot of stuff to get out this top screen. So I'm now going to refer to the guide. Oh goody, now it's time to, we gotta feed all these ribbon cables through, I'm not entirely sure how we're gonna do it, but we're supposed to feed it through this hinge piece and up into the thing. So first thing to do, I should probably remove this bottom screen. Actually, hold on. I need to peel this foam bit. I need to peel it back so I can expose this ribbon cable. It's difficult to do this with one hand while trying to hold the DS with the other. Yeah, and these are stuck. These ribbon cables are stuck down to the screen, so you gotta pull them up. Be quite gentle with it. Now, there we go. We got these ribbon cables. Now we're supposed to feed them through to this bit, which is going to take a while, and it's going to take quite a bit of effort. So, yeah, like this, I think. But these ribbon cables are all getting replaced. They're all getting replaced. So if you actually no, this ribbon cable, I don't think this ribbon cable is being replaced, so you have to be careful with that one. I'm just gonna do this off camera. Yeah, it turns out I was doing it wrong. There's this screw back here that I forgot existed, but you need to do it to remove this bit, which is going to make it a whole lot easier. And had I noticed that, it wouldn't have taken nearly as much time. But yeah, we can just feed that through like that. Alright. Why does nothing work? Alright, there we go. We got part of it through. Now we just we need to somehow get this out. Oh my goodness. This is why I don't like DS repair. But anyway, yeah, we got them through. That was annoying, but now it's time for the next step, which I believe is to remove the speaker boards, which are these bits here. So yeah, remove the speaker boards, and it's Phillips number 00 screw, I think, that you just unscrew like that, and then yeah, we do the thing now. Now we can remove the speaker boards, and yeah, turn this speaker board over, and then you see the ribbon cable leading to the top screen, and then you just pull up that tab, and then you can remove the cable. And then there's this one, which you also need to remove, which is very, very small, but yeah, there we go. Now we can unstick these cables from the screen. You gotta do so quite carefully, although it does take a bit of force. But yeah, now this whole assembly is removed, and now you somehow remove the screen. Oh yeah, I think you pry it up. There's this little plastic, like, spacer type thing. This bit that's supposed to go in here that fell out while I was struggling with it. But yeah, you gotta remove that before you remove the screen. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to remove the screen. Essentially what you do is you take some sort of pry tool, and then you, like, pry it up. There is adhesive on the screen, so yeah, but here we go. Alright. I don't know if this is the best tool. This is not working very well. We need to... Yeah, you just go like this, and then the screen just comes out. And yeah, this is in rather poor condition. Yeah, there's the adhesive, but you don't have to transfer the adhesive, because if you're using, if you're just like taking another official screen and then putting it back in, then you don't have to transfer the adhesive, because the other official screen that you're putting in has this stuff on it as well. But I'm just gonna set that aside. Now this is the good screen, and this one's got the digitizer, and it somehow fell out of the bottom of the DS, but I'll put that in later. Now, it's time to take the screen out of this thing, and I completely forgot to do those last, like, 5 or 6 steps to get the screen out of this thing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do all them off camera. So, I've gotten a screen. Now, the screen, you just put it in like that, because it's got the adhesive and stuff. Just, yeah, just put it in like that, and now we got this jumbled mess, which we have to do, like, it's like forensics or something. We have to figure out what goes where. I mean, this ribbon cable obviously goes here. I'm gonna zoom in So yeah, we gotta plug in these cables, which shouldn't be too difficult, but it's just, yeah, get in there. Oh, come on. There we go. It's in. Alright. There. Now we just put in the other cables, and then we put the screws back in. Hooray! Now it's time to put the speaker boards back in, like that. Alright, we just screw it back in. What I like about the DS screens is that they're like the top and bottom screens they're like completely interchangeable. And I in fact changed them. I actually used the bottom screen from this because I didn't feel like doing the extra steps to take the top screen from this. I just had to take the digitizer off of the bottom screen. The digitizer is the bit that it does the touch thing. Like, you're not actually, when you touch the touch screen, you're not actually touching the screen, you're touching the digitizer, and it's a resistive touch screen, so it can like feel the thing. Which is also why you don't have to use your hands, you don't have to use like your fingers. You can just use any old object, like a stylus. But yeah, that's what I did. I essentially just did the thing. I took the bottom screen and put it here, and it works perfectly fine. Like, it'll work perfectly fine because they're just the same screen. But yeah, I'm gonna feed these ribbon cables back through to the like bottom bit, and yeah, alright, there we go. We got, and then yeah, and then now it's time for the Wi-Fi cable. That just goes in like that, and then there we go. Like, I've essentially just basically put the thing back, and now I can put it back together. But I'm not gonna record that bit because that's just gonna that bit isn't necessary. You can just like follow the instructions in reverse order to put it back together. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
And for the proper shopping experience. We're going to self-checkout or what?
Well, if you have your Lowe's Foods Rewards card, please scan
it. It works. It works. And the top screen is in very good condition now that I've replaced it. Yeah, this is actually, I had no way of testing this screen. But yeah, it's actually pretty surprising that there's like no dead pixels or anything. But yeah, overall it was a success. Hooray! Let's play Mario Kart DS. Hee. It works. Yes, let's... Hooray. It actually works. Well, but anyway, yes, I guess that's it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.